Welcome back to all our attendees. Our next speaker is with us, Mr. Turki Yahmadi, Systems Architect, Pre-Sales Team at Cisco Technologies. Speaking on today's topic will be on cloud transformation to support the digital enablement. Over to you, Mr. Turki.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you. Thank you, team. It's a pleasure to be presenting here with you. And I think we had an excellent sessions from the presenters, four of me in here. And I will just maybe share with you today some of Cisco use cases in oil and gas related to what we'll be talking about, how cloud services could be implemented. And I will be touching out via few use cases in a number of areas in the oil and gas. I know Mr. Hassan Abdul Ali has explained how some of those users could be implemented maybe in the regards of safety, CCTV, and asset management. And also Katrina has talked about how cloud is the model of operation which is coming. It's not the destiny, she said, and it's the model of operation. And so today, I will be talking in three fields, more touching on the oil and gas scenarios. I'm talking about an use case in the upstream, another use case in the midstream, and a third case will be on the downstream. And in the end, I will just show you how we are implementing also a security use case to make things all together. We all know maybe cloud, something that less adopted with oil and gas compared to other sectors because of the criticality of the operation they had and also the environment concerns they have. But with the current changes in overall the world economic and oil and gas prices, as it has really impacted the way of operation and the way how oil and gas fields and organizations are adopting technologies. We know that the oil gas price fluctuation has really made a big impact how business are running within oil and gas, and which make those oil and gas organizations rethink about how they're implementing technologies and looking at the concerns of their, also why they don't adopt new technologies that can cut the operation cost and make things runs as the economical also goes up and down. So I will be talking about a use case in plant and field operation, which is about asset visibility, and another use case in the workforce enablement, workforce productivity, and also in the industry safety and security, touching on the health, safety, and environment. And as I said, the fourth one will be more to the cybersecurity. So we're going to have a 20 minutes. That is the time I've been given. I will try to control the time as per given. So the first use case will be talking about plant and field operation. And here how we're looking at how we could enable digital operation by connecting machines and sensors to OT systems through a secure standard-based industry wired and wireless, which is not the norm. Normally we do have that challenge of OT and IT, but majority of oil and gas been looking at that and looking at how they can converge those two sections, OT and IT altogether, to get the best out of the available data and the infrastructure, and again to cut cost of maintenance and operation. So yes, there are a number of challenges, but there's also a drive to this movement where everybody in this sector looking to minimize the uptime and the quality through automation. Okay, improve safety and security, something everybody looking at in this field because of the natural of the working environment. Then drive productivity and predictive maintenance and machine learning and digital twin applications to minimize the cost. And I said, make it better to make a better decision. And there where we improve decision making with a timely and accurate data. Then we're talking about connecting and refinery or pipelines and partner suppliers all together to achieve those needs and also to overcome the challenges. Surely we need to look at new technologies. The classical operation or the classical network security services or the classical data centers really didn't deliver these needs to that field exactly. And I said, there is a concern. There is also some kind of risk oil and gas looking at if they are connecting to the internet, if they're connecting to the cloud, getting sensors all together, all of the security, the cost, the operations, all come all together and also make a concerns. But today I'm going to go you through some type of those use cases and how it could be implemented and how Cisco solutions could help you along. So the first use case is about asset visibility. Like when Hassan has mentioned this in his earlier presentation about how ODB could provide a kind of asset management solutions with their solution partners, and we work with ODB and ODB partners on the same if there's any use case. So we're looking at automate and collecting and integrating the critical operation and data asset. Now there's a huge number of assets within any field or a plant for oil and gas, which is high cost, very expensive mechanisms, but data is need to be collected to make sure that operation running smoothly and also make easy to make a decision to the higher management about the operation and about any risk of that operation. Currently, surely the majorities of oil and gas working with their asset management systems or the monitoring system, which is a SCADA or other monitoring systems, but that data yet is not really utilized to the maximum. And that's why we're talking about how we could collect that data and share it with maybe an ERP system or an asset management system. There's how we're going to collect that data from the OT network and get it to the IT network and then process it and get you the data you need to make a better decision or to avoid any loss within the organization. Now, this is a scenario here we are technically overview about how we implement asset visibility. Now, surely there's an application layer, sensor layer, and connectivity layer. Cisco play the role between the connectivity layer and the compute, also the security. You can see this architecture where we define the plant field and the operation field. Now, usually they are segregated network, but we could build an architecture where we interconnect those two network together and get the maximum out of that using a different method of connectivity wise. If we're talking about LoRa, LTE, YSAN, Wi-Fi, 5G, all upcoming technologies like wireless HART as well, and making sure that the security is implemented in the right way and giving you the maximum visibility about the data flow to give you the confidence about the security in here. And here on in the right side, you can see Cisco list product touch on this scenario. For example, I highlighted some of them, which is 3 here. We're talking about the WAN, where we're implementing our SD-WAN technologies to make that data exchange between the site manage and control and visible to the operation team to the maximum and to ensure security and make it easy to maintain and operate. Surely there is a list of other equipment from industrial switching, industrial firewalls and routers as well. And you can see also there's a list of solution partners in here. Now, as I said, the idea in here, how we can get that data collected from the sensor securely reach to your on-prem data center or to the cloud data center. And there where you see the interconnection between your own WAN and the internet and making things that data goes or supposed to go with the maximum security and how those data movement between the two data centers. Now, if scenario of ODB offering where we're talking about cloud and cloud services hosted with ODB in here, and the data has to go yet also to the local data center of that oil and gas or that organization itself. Now, data division, data security is what we are looking at. Operation management from networking perspective, wired and wireless and sensors as well, is built on an architecture in Cisco, what we call DNA spaces. So in here is a real life scenario of how we could get that data to the cloud securely, meeting the requirement of the business needs and meeting the requirements of the technical needs in the organization. So that was the first use case. I will move to the second use case. We talk about workforce enablement. In the workforce enablement, sure, in every work interact with people. People need to communicate. The better communication you have, the better working environment you build. But when you take up a scenario in oil and gas, where you see those people working out or in the deep desert communication is always a challenge. It's not only communication between the people within that field or the planet, but also back into the operation environment. And another thing from family perspective, how they communicate with their families back after long period of time in the desert or the off shelf on the sea. All of these has touched people, and I will show you some statistics how this has been impacting. Now we say here, look at these statistics. Fabro is saying there's almost 5% increase in revenue because of the digital empowerment on the employees. Then we look at almost 75% of the digitalization market coming from also youngsters. Those in the upcoming 10 years, people, they are fully high-tech users, and that will be a demand on the any working environment. So implementing new technologies they will ask for. 40% of the workload currently in that field is almost to the retirement. So within 10 years, we're going to lose a big, long experience of people, and we have to migrate to a new youngsters of guys and graduates who will take over. And how we are maintaining this knowledge transfer, surely communication systems of the best need to be implemented in. So increasing also in personal productivity. When employees connect all together, as I said, that will make business improvement. Average of reduction of travel expenses. Again, communication is helping you between 2 to 10% of reduction of travel expenses. If you have a good collaboration systems, connect your field and connect your operation environment or your partners or your suppliers, surely you will cut cost of the travel. And the travel in the oil and field environment or business kind of business is very costly because of the far away locations they've been implemented or they've been working in. So in Cisco, we provide a secure collaboration tools that require to get that interconnection between the field, the planet, and the ecosystems to the to that specific oil and gas organizations. And how we, as we mentioned, that will touch day-to-day operation, or also we touch other part of it like supply chain, other team meetings, team discussions. So it's touching a different level of the workforce, and that where we touch the motion even of employees. If you can get a better communication, surely you have a better result and outcomes of those employees. And here is the architecture we're talking about here with the list of products and partners. Surely, main thing in here, if we are also connecting to our on-prem for our business communication, then we need also to connect to the internet, to any cloud provider, where we could have this communication running smoothly for within a business, with the business owners or with the ecosystems, or also for a personal use if it's required in the planet or in the factories. Now, how that interconnection is happening, again, list of products is in touch here. Surely from router perspective, from wireless and wired communication, and also ensuring security all around this transmission. And that is one of the biggest concerns I'm going to touch on the upcoming use cases. In Cisco, what we call Cisco WebEx Team application, that is the application who could be used hybridly for your on-prem application communication, and also simultaneously for any cloud service to make you connect to the other ecosystems partners or other business campaigns. We're talking about the third. Here I move to the third use case, which is industry and safety and for security. Surely we need to reduce the risk of protecting intelligence, physical protected planet asset all together. Now, when we talk about implementing new technologies like connecting to the cloud, sensors, IoT, emerging OT and IT, the security concerns pop up on the top. And another thing also about the employee safety on the fields, how we're going to get the maximum data and live data about what is going on the field, ensuring from data, asset security, and also human safety and security as well. And there we are implementing new technologies, which cannot always be hosted within the data center in the organization, but it's now at this moment of time, you can offload that to a cloud service provider. And here we are playing how, again, moving that data from your on-prem to the cloud securely and safely. So industry safety and security challenges and drivers, again, in here, we can see there is 95% of companies believe their current security solutions are not meeting the needs. And this is a fact. Unfortunately, here, almost 60% of the top executives believe that they're always getting an update, frequent update on risk security issues. Now, we said that almost $8 million cost of 24-hour downtime in a major cybersecurity in OT business. There's totally top cyber crimes and talking about information loss, business disruption, revenue loss, equipment damages. And again, all of this is a huge cost that nobody want to take a risk on. And if you look at the number here, $1 billion, that is a four companies cost in a compromise of a security. I'm sure the business of oil and gas cannot accept a downtime, and that downtime is very costly. We said, here we help you where we can make sure that security risk being taken as a maximum, and that also is not only maintaining from your local data centers. Now you can buy also security service analytics services from a cloud provider. Let's take this and the third use cases in health and safety environment, where we want to make sure people's health and safety is taken to the maximum in here. Maybe Hassan has showed one use case about taking an images, live streams of videos from the field back to a data center to do that image processing and image analytics. And here we said how we securely move again that data, how we could communicate faster to the to that employees on the field, how we're going to make sure that every single employee in the field, in the planet, are really close enough that we can take any action to help him in any situation where require and health and safety reaction. And there where we interact all systems all together, from collaboration perspective, the CCTV perspective, sensors perspective. We're talking about maybe IoT equipment built up on the helmet or on the jacket of the employees that can transfer data simultaneously back to a data center or to a cloud provider with the data analytics and machine learning happening, alerting your contact center or HSE team about the scenarios might happen or someone in a danger on the site. Now again, data transmission require a data security, require a fast communication, reliable communication, and that's what we provide in here. And I'm going to show you here this architecture where we talk about how those data is transmitted, and we're touching here about a number of products, from on-field product from wired and wireless technologies, talking about Cisco Catalyst switches on the field, IE switches on the field, wireless industrial wire security from IW 6000 family, and the CCTVs. All of that be managed and centralized to what we call DNA spaces to allocate where is that incident is happening, communication, fast communication, audio and video, and maybe instant messaging, or also pressing an SOS message to your contact center to take an action using Cisco WebEx. So here you can see an umbrella where we can enhance and improve your health, safety and environment from the field direct to the operation center to take the fastest action, which can save lives of employees on the field. In the last 2 minutes, I'm going to talk about the security. And I said, because all of these use cases touches security. If we cannot maintain security, usually customers step back in implementing those technologies. And here, where we are introducing an ruggedized solution, touches the three elements in the downstream, midstream, and upstream in the oil or gas fields, with a list of a partnership from Honeywell or Delegate and many others in here. And here we focus more on security. And I can just highlight a number of security solutions like Security Vision, Cyber Vision from Cisco, AMP4 Endpoint, Identity Service Engine, StealthWatch, Data Center Analytics. We say when our data is moving from the field out to a local data center or to a cloud data center, you need to make sure that is everything moving and visible to me in the right way. Now, visibility is a core thing. There we implement our titration platform in the data center, stealth watch, and cyber vision on the field in the access layer, collecting data layer from sensors, making sure the sensors behaviors are right, every single element in this architecture moving the right data to the right source. It could be a local data center or a cloud data center, but you need to have the visibility. And that's what we over here with our partner solutions. And I said now scenarios of these, like for example, M4 endpoint, which has been hosted by ODB as a cell surfaces. Again, we can, another thing ODB is offering now is the dual factor authentication from Cisco to make sure that connected devices are secure and the right people are connected in the right space. A package where making those use cases secure to the maximum, supported by intelligence, machine learning, giving the confidence to the users, to the customer with the best service. Thank you very much. It was a 20-minute and a 30-second. Surely, I hope that session was informative to you, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Turki. Yes, you were dot on time. So you'll get one of the gifts, I guess, in the contest. So before we continue, I just wanted to announce one more time to all our contestants. We have over almost 200 contestants. The contest is only for the attendees from the energy sector, and it's not for the organizers. It's not for the sponsors. It's only for the attendees. So please, attendees, try your luck. Go on. There is a contest on your left-hand side button. Press on it, answer a few questions, and win the gifts. All right, sir. Thank you very much for your time and presentation. And we'll catch up soon in person someday. Mr. Turki.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.